What is going on, guys? Brock with Bassin 227 back here again with another video for you today. We are this close. This is the last video in the Ultimate Pond Bag Tackle Bag series and then next video after this, we're putting this thing all together. And I cannot wait. We've got some pretty nice temps that are starting to come here within the next couple weeks where I'm at, so it's just putting us that much closer to getting out on the water. So today's video, we're talking about soft plastics. Now, I'm still working on how I want to tweak this as far as what I'm using, but I want to talk through some of the main baits that I'm selecting and how I'm planning on storing these. So as you've seen in my review of the Ego Cryptek tackle bag, when I talked about that top compartment, I said there was a few different ways that you could store it. You know, you can lay flat about, I think it was what, 3 or 4, I think it was 3 Plano 3600 trays, lay flat. If you like storing your plastics in the trays, you know, you could do that. You could just put bags freely in there, which would work fine as well. The main way of how I'm going to be storing that, I'm going to be using these right here, missile bait bags. I'm sure most people can probably tell from my videos, right? I'm not sponsored by Missile Baits in any way, shape, or form. I really love their product. That's the bulk of what I'm using right now. It's a pretty good split between them and Strike King, which you'll kind of see some of the baits that I'm going to be using. But these bags, pretty good sized bags, and you can fit a lot in here. And these bags are 99 cents a bag, so pretty cheap. It's a little bit more durable than getting, like, for example, some of my Strike King stuff. When I took them out of the trays, I just put them in these little Ziploc bags and then have to get a big bag to put these in. You know, these are 99 cents, good quality, better material than your standard Ziploc bag. But as an example here, let me find one that's packed in here pretty good. So this is my Shaky Head stuff for missile, and this is all missile bait stuff that I got in here. So there's quite a few packs of baits in here, and there's still definitely room that I could fill this out. So that's going to be my main way to store it, because as you can see on here, you can label on either side, and these things fit really well in that center compartment. So basically I can just pull it up enough to see what the label is here. Okay, Shaky Head, yep, this is what I need. Pull it out, sift through the bag, quickly find my color, and go. If you like the tackle trays, again, do it that way. Or if you just want to freely put your bags in there, you know, freely little packs, and just toss them on in there, you can fill them up that way too. But this is going to be my main way that I'm going to store. With that being said, I guess I'll kind of just start out with the Shaky Head. So if you're pond fishing, the Shaky Head to me is one of the best pond baits that you can use. So as an example of a couple of baits that I'll use. So everything in this bag right now is just one bait. And that one bait is the Missile Baits 6.5 inch Quiver. If you haven't, I've got a review on the Quiver. I absolutely love this thing. I'll try to put a link in the description below to the video so you can go and check it out. But this is a very versatile bait at that. And again, I won't elaborate too much on it because you can see it in, you know, my review. But here's the Quiver. You know, you can Shaky Head, Nico rig, all that good stuff. So this is my main Shaky Head lure. So I'm going to keep quite a few of those in there. But I'm going to keep my colors pretty basic, okay? So I probably should have touched on this before I start kind of walking through. So I'm going to make a video on this. It's going to be in regards to selecting colors. And a lot of times, especially earlier on in my fishing, I wanted to have every single color that the lure company that I was using made. Did I need to? No. But did I think I needed to? Yes. I thought, you know, I had to have all these colors. And through my time fishing and trial and error, I've come to realize, especially for soft plastics, you know, if you have a black blue type of variant, there's more than just black blue flake, but different types of variants in black and blue, and green pumpkin, and then different variances of that. I can cover a whole lot, especially when it comes to pond fishing. Now I'll keep a few off the wall colors, a PB&J, some reds, some whites, which I'm actually pumped because I seen a video that John Cruz did where he's going to be releasing a white missile baits D-bomb. So I'm super pumped for that. So the Quiver is going to be my main Shaky Head. Next, in regards to the Shaky Head, and this is more of your traditional finesse plastic here. And I fished these for a long time, and I love these things. I like the Quiver because it's something a little bit different. But of course, this is the 4.5 inch. So this is the smaller version in red bug of the KVD Perfect Plastics Finesse Worm. This thing is phenomenal on a Shaky Head. It's got a nice bulbous tail. It's kind of cupped there at the end, so helps kick a little bit of water as it's moving. But this is a great Shaky Head bait. It's more your traditional style finesse worm. So I always will keep a few of these. Red bug is a killer color. That's one color I actually don't have in the Quivers, but if you're pond fishing, you need to get you some red bug. That's a killer color. So I've got quite a few different colors, pinks, kind of bluegill colors, black, blue, green pumpkin, in that aspects. And then I'm going to try to focus on one bait company here that I'm going to try and kind of test their products and see if I like. Big Bite Baits is going to be that one company. I've never fished with their soft plastics, and I fish with just about every soft plastic company that's out there. So going to try these. Again, this is their Finesse Worm. This is a 6 inch. And it's kind of the, you know, it doesn't have kind of the crease in the bulbous tail like what the KVD one, Perfect Plastic, does, but you can kind of get a glimpse here. So gonna try that out. But again, gonna keep it basic. You know, I've got what's gonna work for me, and I wanna task myself to try each year. I want to try, you know, some baits that I've never fished before. So that's going to do it for the Shaky Heads. Next up, we'll do Jig Trailers, and I'm going to separate Jig Trailers from the actual 4-inch D-bomb, because mainly I use the D-bomb for fishing, but when I'm fishing a bigger jig, I use the full-size D-bomb. So when it comes to missile baits, there's a couple here that I use. Let's talk about those real quick. So the first one, if you have not seen it, this is the Missile Baits Twin Turbo. And this is the cinnamon purple. And I use this on the back of the Ike's Mini Flip brown purple jig, kind of a green pumpkin color. This thing's got a lot of kick in action. It's your typical kind of double tail grub. Really like these. And then the other one that I use, and I mainly use this other one for the mini flips or my smaller size, lighter weight jigs. But this is going to be the Baby D-bomb, 3-inch bait. This one in particular I'm going to show you. This is outside of Green Pumpkin Flash. This color is my favorite color that Missile Baits makes. This is the Ballistic Bruiser. You know, you can flip this thing in itself, and it's a nice small profile. Put this back on the back of a finesse jig, and this is a great finesse jig trailer. So from the Missile Bait standpoint, that's what we're going to throw in there. Again, we're keeping our colors pretty basic to, you know, the waters that work for me. You know, when you're evaluating what colors are going to work for you, you got to stick with the waters that you're fishing. Then a couple more that we're going to throw in on some jig trailers here. And I probably won't pull these out because I'm sure you guys have seen hundreds of videos on a couple of these, okay? This is the Strike King Rage Menace. Another kind of double tail grub. This thing is a killer jig trailer. You put this thing on the back of a chatterbait too, and it's rock solid. Another ones that we're going to be putting in there are going to be the 4-inch Strike King Ragecross. Again, going to go with bigger profile jigs and even some Texas rig stuff. And then I don't know if I have them over here or not. But I also have, I don't have them sent over here, the 3-inch Strike King Ragecross, which are, again, going to be tied into finesse jigs. And then coming over here to big bite baits, we are going to pull out, nope, this is it. .75-inch Kamikaze. Again, great jig trailer. From what I've seen, haven't fished it yet, but would make a good jig trailer, or, you know, Texas rigging it up by itself. Okay, so we focused on, right now we focused on Shaky Head and jig trailers. If I had to pick 3 techniques to take with me to a pond, Shaky Head and jigs are definitely 2 that are there. Another option that I'm going to go with is likely going to be a Texas rig slash wacky rig. Those to me can be interchangeable. So that's going to do it for those, and then we're gonna look at flipping. And I think, nope, that's not the one we want. There's the one we want. Okay. Now, when it comes to flipping, this is my go-to. Now, again, I'm going to keep this in here. Now, I used to keep my missile baits in tackle trays in my older tackle box, and I will tell you with these, they will start to warp the plastic on the tackle trays, so be mindful of that. But again, 4-inch missile baits D-bomb. This is Ballistic Bruiser. Again, I'm not going to go into detail because I have a review on this. I'll try to link this in the description below as well. It's hard for me to say that this is not my favorite flipping bait, because this is. Love this thing. It's the best one I've used so far. Right behind that, however, is going to be, and again, I don't have one in the regular packaging because I used to keep all my Strike King in tackle trays as well, is, I'm sure if you've thought what could be next, would be the Strike King Rage Bug. This thing is in a very, very close second to the missile baits D-bomb. The one thing that if I had to pick the one weakness that I have with this bait, is this right here. Not a very thick tip compared to the D-bomb, but put it on the back of a jig, flip it. Rage Bug's the real deal, I'm telling you. If you haven't fished it, fish with it. And so I've got a couple other flipping baits. I'm not going to take these out because I really don't want to make this video too much longer than it's already getting, right? So I've got the BFE by Big Bite Baits that we're going to try this year, and then the Big Bite Baits Yo Mama. So within that, we're going to have some swim baits. I've got Ned baits with the Missile Baits Ned Bomb. If you haven't checked it out, I got a video review of that, so I can put the link down below for that as well. So we're going to keep Ned Bombs in there. I think this one's got it. So let me pull it out real quick. I'm pretty sure it's in here. Well, where is it? Because I was for sure that it was in there. The one bait that I'm looking for is the Missile Baits 48. And it might be in with my Shaky Heads now that I think about it. Yeah, these are all Ned bombs here. Get you some Ned bombs. You want to have the Ned rigging bait. You want to have the Ned rig bait that's going to catch you fish. Ned bomb's it. In my opinion, you don't need to try anything else. Get you some Ned bombs. There's my plug for the day. I'm going to be mad if I can't find that. Well, gosh darn it. I had a bag that was kind of miscellaneous stuff. And I don't know where it went. Anyways, I am extremely disappointed that I cannot find this bait. Hang on just one second. I knew I'd find it. Okay, so if you follow Bassmasters, I don't remember what Derek Hudnall finished on their most recent Elite Series tournament, but basically the one bait that he fished the entire tournament was this, Missile Baits 48. Now it's technically your Cinco style bait, right? It's a little bit different. So it's got a little bit thinner profile here, and it's got a little bit bigger bulbous ends. Wacky rigged this thing, Nico rigged this thing, so I'm going to keep this. I've got to get some more colors in of this, but this is one I would make sure that you keep in your pond bag as well. And that's really going to do it for me. Like I said, I've got some baits that are on order that I'm going to use on the back of my chatterbaits. I'm going to work with the Rage Menace on the back of them as well. So that's really going to do it for me. Again, keep colors simple. Don't overload yourself with the baits. Ideally, what I'm going to do is keep about 2 packs of each color that I want with me, or I'm just going to overstuff, you know, 1 pack of baits, for example. You know, I can overstuff 1 pack of these and take it with me, just so I'm minimizing what I'm putting in there, but still keeping enough to be efficient. So, you know, think about what techniques work best for you. Again, these techniques are what works for me. You know, when it comes to soft plastic, flipping, pitching, jig trailers, you know, Texas rig, Shaky Head. I might include some drop shot stuff in there. I don't do too much drop shotting at a pond. Just most of the time the water's not deep enough. I mean, you could go with a shallower setup, but most of the time I'm going to pick a wacky rig, kind of Cinco style bait, or a Shaky Head if I'm going to go finesse there outside of a Ned rig. But that's kind of it. That's the breakdown for me. That's a little bit of everything. Again, like I said, we're trying the big bite baits out this year. I'm going to try to challenge myself to try something new and spend a year to, you know, be able to really focus on it. So I'm not just giving it a couple shakes and then being done with it. So yeah, that's gonna do it for me on this video, guys. Next video, we're putting this thing together. I'm telling you, I hope you're as excited as I am. I'm stoked for this. Cannot wait, because I'm ready to get this whole thing pieced together and see how everything looks, how everything buttons up, and that just means we're that much closer to getting on the water. And boy, let me tell you, I am ready. I know my kids have been asking me actually all day today about getting out and going fishing, so I know they're chomping at the bit too. So we're super pumped. So don't let your choices for soft plastics overwhelm you. Keep it simple, keep with what works. And if you're thinking about a storage option, even if you don't use missile baits, it doesn't matter. Get you one of these bags. They're good quality bags. They're 99 cents a bag. 99 cents a bag. That's freaking cheap compared to, you know, some of the other stuff out there. And you can fit a lot into these. I may have to do a video, you know, breaking down how much you can fit into one of these bags, but this is what I would go with, and that's how we're going to keep it organized. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I really hope you guys like the video. If you like the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up. You know, I want to try to break into that YouTube algorithm so my videos can get out there a little bit more, get more people involved. I'm trying to get this, my own little community built, and, you know, just to be able to provide something that maybe is a little bit different way of thinking, or maybe, you know, somebody can see how I do things and can maybe say, oh, I've never tried that. Let me try to incorporate that into what I'm doing. And I think, you know, it could be helpful. I watch people all the time, and I may say, hey, you know what? Never done that before. I'm going to give that a shot. So make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. We'd love to have you in with the family here. And I think that's going to do it today. Till the next one, guys. Peace.